Shirley Chisholm, who was the first African-American woman really to make a serious bid for the presidency and the first black woman congresswoman in 1965, I believe. But I recall, even as a kid, her book, Unbossed and Unbought, just her nerve in running for office and the number of detractors who couldn't believe she had enough nerve to even attempt that. And it taught me something about not self-selecting and not refusing to do something because no one else had ever done it and no one could believe you had enough nerve to attempt it.
Elizabeth Slocum was my great-grandmother, and she was a suffragette. She was my mother's maternal grandmother. She lived in New York City, and she would go out and demonstrate for the women's right to vote, and it worked. And I'm so proud that I come from that legacy of a woman who cared so much and went to extra efforts to make that happen.
Aim for the stars. Don't sell yourself short. Go for things. Men will think that they are qualified and they will go for things. They'll go for jobs. They'll go for opportunities. And women will debate or deliberate whether or not they're qualified. Go for it.
Sometimes I look back on what I could have done, should have done, or wouldn't have done. I would advise them. I took a detour when I went into Peace Corps because I went into Peace Corps after law school and people thought I was crazy. Take a break, do something very different, do something fun that you've always wanted to do because it makes you more interesting. I find that people who keep their nose to the grind and have done so for 30 years, you don't have anything to talk about sometimes. And so my advice, find something to talk about that makes you interesting and makes you smile. In looking back, it's not so much what I've done, but maybe some of the success stories that I encouraged. I had a student who was first in his family to go to the university. This is when I was at Berkeley, diplomat in residence. And he was a volunteer. We had no staff. I covered Northern California, Oregon, and Washington State, all those universities. He was always there. Roberto is his first name. And he later ran for office in California and was elected. But I remember his enthusiasm, his sincerity, and his determination. And I think he'll make a great public servant. I certainly expect to see him rise in the ranks of representatives.
My proudest moment in my career would be on the most tragic day of my career. I was running the State Department Operations Center during the 9/11 when the planes hit in New York City, and working together to support and inform our colleagues around the world. The way that we all rallied in the toughest of times was a real lesson for me, and I had great role models that day.
To interact with other women in a way that men cannot or don't typically do. So, for example, when I was in Afghanistan, I could go to women's events, I could go to women's homes, I could interact with women, certainly in a way that my male colleagues couldn't.
So I think the advantage is in the fact that there are so few women in certain professions, sometimes in certain countries where I've served, that you attract attention and people listen to you because they're curious. They're surprised, and that helps when you need an entree.